Hello. We are going to combine what we already know how to do with variables on either side, on both sides of an equation, and I'm just going to show you the steps to solve for that variable. We're not doing anything that we haven't done already. It's just that we have variables on two sides. Okay, on both sides of the equal sign. So the steps we're going to do are, first, I usually just start with whatever term comes first. That -3 wants to go and be with its friend over here, the like term. So I'm going to grab onto it with my magic claw and I'm going to move it. I want the variable, I usually like to try to get it on the left hand of the side of the equation, but there are times when we leave it on the right. This 2k then wants to come over here and be with its friend, the like term 6k. So what that's going to look like once we do the first layer is a -2k, I moved the 2k over and made it negative, plus 6k is equal to 13 plus a +3. That -3 moved over, and when it crossed the equal sign it became positive. So when it's something basic like this, doing those two steps right up front, if it doesn't confuse you, I would do that and save room. So now we can combine, and we have a -2 plus 6, which would give us a 4k, is equal to 13 plus 3, which is 16. Divide everything by 4, and my k would then be equal to 4. Positive, didn't have to worry about any negative signs really messing us up. So not too hard, right? Let's look at another example. Oops, sorry. Second page, or second example. Alright, again, I like my variables on the left. If you want them on the right, that's great. Just as long as we can keep track of, let me move this around a little. As long as we can keep track of the positive, negative symbols, it doesn't make a difference. Positive 3m wants to come be with the 9m. Oops, sorry. Let's undo that part. We want to take this +7 and move it over here to be with the -5. So that first step would be -3m plus the 9m is equal to -5 plus a -7. +7 moved over, it became negative. Okay, so that's the first layer of cleaning, of balancing. And if the -3 plus 9 would give us 6m, that didn't work out right. Positive 6m is equal to -5 plus a -7. That's really addition, and it's a -12 when you total that. Divide the whole bit by 6, and whammo, we get m equals -6. A negative, it does not like it when I draw a 6. The -12 divided by 6 would give us a -6. Okay, problem number 3. We just have a fraction. If you don't have a fraction calculator at home, well, obviously we do have the fraction function here at the school, but maybe you have remembered some of your fraction rules. And so we want to take our -3/5 in, we want to move it over here to be with its brother, and we want to take this -9 to be over here with its friend. So first layer would be 2/5n plus a +3/5 n is equal 7, and that's going to be +9. When you add a fraction that has the same number on bottom, you just add those two on top, and you get 5 over 5. 5 over 5 is the same thing as saying 1, right? So let's just not write 5 over 5, and just know that we have 5 over 5 in, and so again, you don't normally need to write the 1, I just do that to show you it's there. And 7 plus 9 is going to be 16. So really we're done. If you divided by 1, you would get n equals 16. And all of these have room for you to check. I suggest that you do that. I do make mistakes, but I'm pretty sure that was right. Number 4. Only 6 examples, and hopefully this is, all of our concepts that we've been doing day by day over these past couple of weeks should have been stacking up, and we're mixing everything together now. This shouldn't be too dramatically hard for you. Take this 8, move it to be with its friend. Take the 4p and move it to be with its friend. We have a negative 2p plus a negative 4p is equal to a negative 10 plus that 8 jumps over so it becomes negative. We then combine for a negative 6p equal negative 18. When you divide by, when you divide a negative by a negative, we get a positive, so our answer then is p equal a positive 3. That is our solution. Go on to the back page, 2 more examples, and we should be done in less than 12 minutes. Question number 5, example number 5, I should say. Let's get some more room. Well, this kind of, adds a little bit of a step in that we should combine these 2 terms first before we move it. So the first thing I would suggest you do is to write 8c plus 1 equal 7c plus a negative 2c is 5c. And that's really ugly. 5c. And that's going to be plus a negative 14. Now we want to move things. 5c wants to come over and be with its friend. Positive 1 wants to go and join the party on the right-hand side. So we have negative 5c plus 8c equals a negative 14 plus a negative 1. Negative 5c combined with a positive 8c gives us a positive 3c. And a negative 14 plus a negative 1 gives us negative 15. Divide everything by 3. And we get c equal negative 5. Lastly, we have something in parentheses first. Anytime we have something to distribute across the parentheses, through the parentheses, we have to clear those parentheses. We have to do the distribution first. So, first step is going to be 5 plus a negative 7t plus a negative 7. That's very ugly. Equal negative 10t plus 3. Now I do think you should probably go ahead and combine the like terms here too. So our next thing to write would be 5 plus a negative 7 is a negative 2 plus 7t equal negative 10t. Now let's move things around the equal sign. I'm going to take my negative 10t, bring it over to the 7t side, and I'll take my negative 2 and move it over to be with its friend. Let's clear some room. And now we can see that 7t plus a positive 10t equal 3. The negative 2 jumps over, becomes positive. Let's kind of look at that for a second before I start erasing to clear some space. Again, hopefully you can write each of these steps one right after the other, moving down the page. I'm having to jump around a little bit because of the way the iPad's set up. Okay, so now combine the like terms. That is a 17t on the left-hand side, and it will equal 5. Okay, so here's where your instructor gets to say, oops, I forgot to stick that negative on that 7t right there. And so really, hopefully you guys haven't had to erase a whole big bunch, I'm sorry. But that should really be a negative 7t and a positive 10t, which would give us a 3t equal 3 plus 2, or 5. And then I'm going to divide. Oh my goodness, we'll end up with a fraction. T is equal to 5/3. Or if you just really have to rewrite it as a mixed, you could write it as 1 2/3. I would be perfectly happy leaving it as an improper. And here again is where, when we do it step by step by step, I as a teacher can go back and say, oops, yeah, they just missed the negative, but they mostly get the idea, and I could have given you credit. Okay, final answer. T is equal to 5/3. That would probably be my preferred one. Have a good evening.